Good morning, Black America. Grand Rising, beloved. I'm Crypto Stock Markets, and here's what's moving the market today. We're talking about stablecoin haircut rules. This is how the financial system decides what is legitimate. And when legitimacy shifts, money shifts. Let me break it down plain. In traditional finance, when a bank uses something as collateral, they apply a discount for risk. If something is worth $100 and there's 10% haircut, the bank only treats it like 90. That 10% is a cushion. That's how institutions protect balance sheets. Now apply that to stablecoins. Stablecoins are digital dollars moving on blockchain rails. Right now, major institutions don't fully know how regulators want them to treat those digital dollars on their books. Are they cash? Are they risk assets? How much counts towards capital requirements? That uncertainty slows adoption. Institutions don't avoid crypto because they're scared. They avoid gray areas. If regulators step in and say, here's the haircut percentage, here's what qualifies as reserve backing, here's how it counts for capital treatment, now the fog clears. And when the fog clears, capital moves. Let me put it in simple terms. If you open a business and the city finally gives you clear permits, clear zoning, clear inspection rules, you can operate confidently. Before that, you hesitate. Not because you don't believe in the business, but because you don't know how the rules will hit you later. This is the same thing, just at $1 trillion level. If stablecoins receive defined treatment, banks can hold them. Funds can use them as collateral. Repo desks can integrate them into liquidity rotation. Treasury desks can settle globally faster. That is institutional green light territory. Now let's talk about who benefits. USDC, issued by Circle, is positioned very well here. US-based, treasury-heavy reserves, regulatory alignment, transparent reporting. If haircut rules reward compliance and clean reserve backing, USDC likely receives favorable treatment. Lower discount, faster institutional onboarding. Wall Street chooses structure first. Now Tether is different. Massive globally, huge liquidity, but offshore? Less directly aligned with U.S. regulatory frameworks. If haircut rules prioritize domestic compliance, Tether could face a higher discount inside U.S. institutions. Still dominant worldwide, but maybe not first pick for American balance sheets. Now zoom out. Where do most stablecoins actually settle? Ethereum. If billions in regulated stablecoin liquidity flow into the system, Ethereum's usage increases. More transactions, more tokenized assets, more DeFi collateral, more staking activity. That strengthens Ethereum's role as financial infrastructure. That's organic demand, not speculation. Now let's talk about XRP. XRP thesis has always been cross-border liquidity and bridge settlement. If banks become comfortable holding tokenized dollars, blockchain settlement rails become normalized. Once that happens, using bridge assets become less controversial. This doesn't guarantee price tomorrow, but it validates the environment XRP was built for, and institutions only scale what feels normal. Now here's where people get confused. Haircut rules are operational. Market structure law is classification. Haircut tells banks how to treat stablecoins as collateral. Market structure law defines what a token legally is and who regulates it. If both move forward, institutions get clarity on what the asset is and how to hold it. Legal clarity plus capital clarity equals scale. When people say this opens floodgates, don't picture green candles on your phone. Picture repo markets integrating stablecoins. Picture faster settlement cycle. Picture tokenized treasury desks operating on chain. Picture capital moving in minutes instead of days. That increases capital velocity, and capital velocity expands markets. There's also a bigger picture here. Stablecoins are digital dollars. If the United States defines the rules first, it keeps dollar dominance strong in a digital finance system. If it doesn't, other countries will define those rules and liquidity will shift accordingly. This is not just crypto evolution, this is monetary strategy. Now, let me bring this home for us, because somebody watching this might be thinking, okay, Marcus, this sounds institutional. What does that have to do with Black America? Here's what it has to do with us. Every major wealth transfer in this country started with a rule change. Stock market access, mortgage lending expansion, tech equity, retirement accounts, and historically, we were positioned late. And it wasn't because we lacked intelligence. It was because we lacked early information. This is one of those quiet rule changes. When banks get clarity on stablecoins, that strengthens digital dollar rails. And digital rails do not care what you look like. They do not care what zip code you're from. They do not care who feels comfortable approving your application. Code does not redline. Code execute. Now, I'm not saying this solves inequality overnight, but I am saying this. When infrastructure becomes neutral, opportunity expands. And when the financial system upgrades, we do not get wealth by watching it. We get wealth by understanding it early. Banks can choose who they want to do business with. Blockchain follow rules, not opinions. And when those rules become officially recognized, those rails become stronger. That is why this matters. Not because it's flashy, but because infrastructure ownership matters. If institutions are preparing to integrate digital dollars into their balance sheets and we are still distracted by noise, we miss positioning. This is about staying ahead of the shift, not chasing it after it runs. Good morning, Black America. The rule book is shifting. The rails are being reinforced. And when structure changes, capital follows. We are watching the system evolve in real time. Move accordingly. I'm Crypto Stock Markets, and I'll catch you next time.